Hi, thanks for tuning in. My name is Kristen. I am the greenhouse manager here at K&W Greenery. And today I want to talk a little bit about some fertilizers. We know that our plants' basic needs are water and sunlight, but also our plants need to eat and get nutrients just like we do. We get a lot of questions on how do our plants look so beautiful and how do we keep them looking so nice, and a lot of the key to that is with the proper nutrients for your plant. So we're going to go through some different fertilizers today, what the numbers mean, and the balances of the nutrients in them. Let me show you a few of the fertilizers we're going to be talking about today. Come on over. So as you can see, we have a wide variety of fertilizers here, and they are all different. If you look at any fertilizer, you will see three numbers on the container. The first one stands for nitrogen. The second one is phosphorus. The third is potassium, and they all have a different balance for different things. The nitrogen is for your green foliage and your photosynthesis. The phosphorus is for your root health and for your blooming of your blooming plants. And then your potassium is for the overall health of your plant. So if you take a look, every fertilizer here has a different number. This one happens to be a vegetable fertilizer, and it is formulated with calcium to help the blossom end rot that you can get on your tomatoes and peppers. This one has been around forever. This won the gold medal at the World's Fair in 1940, so it's kind of tried and true. But this is a liquid vitamin solution, and it does have a lower number, but it really is a fantastic liquid fertilizer. There are two kinds of fertilizers that you can use, liquid and then powder. There's no right and wrong. Just open this one up here. So this is your typical blue powdery fertilizer, and each different fertilizer will have different instructions as far as the measurements and the frequency. You just have to look on your container to see your measurements. A lot of people look at this and say, well, I'm not going to use up a whole gallon of water on my one plant, which is absolutely fine. You can pre-mix your gallon of water. Just make sure you're going to keep it under your kitchen sink or somewhere where light's not going to get on that, because it can get a little funky, grow some algae, which is, again, not going to hurt it. But just keep it somewhere where the sunlight can't get at it. So if you take a look at all these different ones, there's so many different balances of different nutrients for your plants. For example, your bloom booster is going to have the higher middle number, and we do carry a Jack's Blossom booster, which does have the higher phosphorus, and that's going to help your plant formulate the buds and the blooms and just an overall healthier plant. So a bloom booster is pretty important for your annuals and anything you have inside that might be blooming. You can bring your tropicals in and feed it this. Generally, you want to feed more in the spring and summer. Kind of daylight savings hours are what we tell people. Start up again in the spring when the time changes, and then slowly work it off when the time changes in the fall. Number one, most of your plants aren't going to utilize that much fertilizer during the winter because they kind of go into a semi-dormant phase. Less daylight hours means less growth on those, so you don't want to push a whole lot of weak growth during the winter. It's a different story if you have grow lights. If you've got a nice setup on that, yes, then you can continue with your regular fertilizing on that. Your indoor foliage plants will need a separate fertilizer from your blooming. Like I said, there's so many different fertilizers. It's easy to get confused on them. Does it matter? Yes, actually it does, what you use. You don't really want to be using a blooming blossom booster fertilizer on a non-blooming houseplant. the balance is a little bit different on everything. So you want to get your indoor fertilizer for your houseplants because it is specially formulated for them. Another great fertilizer that I love is earthworm castings. And this is a very nice low number fertilizer, and it's all organic. So the measurements on these things aren't precise. You can mix these in with your dirt when you do your repotting. When you are planting anything, I just throw a bunch of this in there. It is like magic. So this is great stuff, earthworm castings. And so that is about it on the fertilizers for now. But it is very important for all your plants to have some nutrients all year long. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe, and also check out all of our shorts on our channel. Got tons of info over there. So we'll see you next time, and keep growing.